One of the most important factors to help me improve in my flamenco dancing is practicing in a dance studio by myself outside of the dance class. When I began to practice on my own, I faced a certain problem, and that is I found it hard to motivate myself to dance when I was by myself, all on my own, in a dance studio. Somehow in a dance class there's a whole group dynamic that generates a certain energy. There's all these other people, the dance teacher, there's music. I would arrive to the dance class, within seconds I was in a dance mood, joining the group. But somehow when I was in a dance studio all by myself, there was a certain inner resistance. Suddenly I'd be seized by the urge to go check my email for no particular reason. Or suddenly I would be convinced that I need to go and buy myself a cup of coffee. A long list of distractions. And this happened many times. Time after time this would happen. And I began to think about why is this happening and what can I do to get around this issue. I would get to the dance studio after I scheduled some time. I finished work, I finished taking care of my family, I finished housework, I finished doing the laundry, whatever else I had to do. Finally I was in the dance studio, yet I wasn't maximizing my time there. I wasn't getting a lot out of it. One way to get around this is to find somebody else to practice with, a colleague, perhaps somebody in your dance class, and having two people in the dance studio helps to generate that group dynamic, which is very motivating. But for me, that did not always work. I couldn't rely on it. Because of my hectic schedule, I couldn't find somebody whose schedule matched mine. And so I couldn't rely on it. I had to find some other way to motivate myself. So I developed a very specific routine that I always follow. And if I follow it step by step, it just whips me into a dance frenzy, and it always works. So I would like to share this with you, and hopefully it will work for you as well. Step number 1, before I go to the dance studio, I create a plan. I write down a list of everything I need to do while I'm in the dance studio. That footwork I'm having difficulty with, that choreography routine I need to perfect or improve on, various technical exercises to help certain areas where I have weaknesses. I write it all down in a list. And somehow writing it on a piece of paper helps to make it concrete in my mind and motivates me to do it, even though the only person who's going to see that list is me. After I do this, I make sure that I have with me everything I need for a successful practice session. So whatever CDs, whatever music I need, I make sure that it's with me and it's available, so when I go to the dance studio, everything is ready to go. Step number 2 is I find a piece of music that I find very motivating, that I find very moving. It doesn't even have to be flamenco. It can be flamenco, but it doesn't have to be. Something that gives me a deep emotional reaction when I listen to it. And as soon as I arrive in the dance studio, I pop that music in right away. And I spend 10 minutes doing various stretch and warm-up exercises while listening to this music. And you can go to my website, Gypsy Rumor Tutor, and find some videos of stretch and warm-up exercises, which you can follow, or you can come up with your own. I'm sure you can come up with your own. After I do that, still, step number 3, still listen to music that I just enjoy listening to, doesn't have to even be flamenco. I spend 15 or 20 minutes dancing in whatever way my body feels like dancing. So I forget about choreography, I forget about technique, I forget about right way or wrong way of dancing. I might even choose to take off my dance shoes and dance in bare feet if that feels good. And I just allow myself to move in any way I feel like while listening to this music. So I might move my hands and feet in random ways. I might jump up and down if it feels good to do so. Some other time I might decide to glue my feet to the ground and not move them at all and move the rest of my body in whatever way it feels like. I just allow myself to do whatever I want to do. Once I'm finished with that, 15 or 20 minutes of this, I look up my list and I just follow it one exercise at a time. Just go through it one at a time, and I find myself just completely motivated to dance at that point. Now, this is the routine that works for me. If you face this problem of finding it difficult to motivate yourself to dance by yourself, I would love to hear about your experiences. And right beneath this video, there's a comment section, and I would love to hear what some of your adventures have been in the dance studio.